Hi, today we are going to discuss about Gmail integration with Zscaler API using API based out-of-band integration. Using out-of-band integrations, the actions are not inline. The actions will take place after the APIs are investigating that particular files which are available on the Gmail box and will take actions. So all actions will not be possible with Gmail integration. Gmail may allow only specific things to control it over the API. Predominantly, those are um, actions. Those are only the alerting, not actions. The alert based informations you can see at the Zscaler portal once that API analysis is completed. If you want to have a inline protection, even if you have your managed machine and Zscaler a client connector installed on your machine, then you can think about the inline protection. If the user is using corporate machines, then inline protection is also possible. If you have SSL inspection is enabled and your traffic forwarding is inline towards the Zscaler, and you have enough DLP policies to control your sensitive and confidential data, then uh, inline protection is possible. If you are not using corporate machine and you are using from unmanaged machine, you have some access kind of securities you can enable on the unmanaged devices, like a proxy based access, where you can access, or you can only access limited kind of things if the Zscaler is enabled, or where you can enable browser isolation if you are using an unmanaged devices, right? So your corporate accounts, if you are accessing seamlessly from any of the devices, and you wanted to have what kind of transaction is happened, and if there is any alerting in terms of sandboxing or in terms of any security malicious uploads, or in terms of any confidential data leakage, that will be alerted to you through the Zscaler web insights. Let's jump in and quickly see how the configuration would be. Under help portal, under Gmail section, you can see this integration will be helpful only for the SaaS API DLP policy and malware detection policy and can scan configurations. When you go to Zscaler portal, you can go to the administration and SAP tenant, and I have already integrated the Gmail. So let me showcase you how we can integrate it. You can just click add a SaaS tenant, and you can select this Gmail from the list, and you can give the name of the tenant, maybe Gmail for IT security. And also you can copy these values. So this is needed when you are configuring the Gmail console, admin console. So let's paste it, and paste it this as well. So now we can go to Google Workspace. You can select the corporate account, and also you can put the credentials here. Once you enter the credentials, administrative page will open. So you can navigate to accounts, sorry, apps, and you could see yeah. So you can go to security, and under security you have access and control data. You can select API controls. Uh, the API control informations will be listed here, and bottom you could see domain-wide API control. You can choose the same, and where you could see the managed domain-wide delegation, you can click that, and you could see add new options where you could enter these details like client ID and which are the account or which are the entities I can have the access. So you can select those entity details, and you can click authorize. This ID is already exists. That's the reason you are seeing this error. Let's jump in and see that ID from here and how the on configurations could be for Gmail corporate tenants. You could see here, um, these are the list of AOAuth scope URLs which I have enabled as of now, right? So once you did this configuration, you can come back to um, the main page, Zscaler page, and you can put the administrator URL here. So, and you can configure here. When you put the administrator URL, it will ask you to enter the trusted domains and user for the tenants. So let's quickly do that. Uh, you can see the optional configuration, list of trusted domains and list of trusted users. So you have external trusted domains that IT security is my domain. If some other domains are recently added and federated, those information you can live even here, and finally you can save the configuration. Once you configure the SaaS application tenants, you can use this SaaS application tenant under policies. When you go to security API controls, you can have a email option here. When you open that email, there are a list of policies listed here. So you can edit any of the policies, and you can add the application tenant. The components which predominantly used for scanning is email body, um, email attachments, email subject. Okay, you can select the senders. All senders are specific senders, and you can choose recipients will be external. So then the Zscaler will do the scanning operations, and you can have the DLP engines here. You can select any one of the engines based on your complaints, or you can select all. I would prefer to choose a specific DLP engine and with multiple policies, so that you can have a granular controls and you can have the better reporting options. And action is only report, so there is no actions like quarantine or block the transaction. Action is report only as of now. And the severity is medium, low, information, and high, whatever it may be based on your corporate need, you can put it. And you can enable the auditor information. Once you save this configuration, you can go to malware detection, and you can have the policies for malware detection as well. So here I have chosen like Google Drive, and okay, this is for malware detection, file sharing. Let me choose email. You could see the Gmail one here, and malware is enabled for Gmail, and action is report malware. There is no quarantine or block actions as of now with Gmail. Once you configure these two things, you can go to scan configuration, and you can write the policies for Gmail. So here, the already scan configuration is enabled and in progress. Let me edit this. Before that, we have to stop it. Let's stop it now. And I'm editing this. When I go to edit, you could see the scan enabled for the application Gmail, and the policies are DLP policies and malware policies. Scan area, you have different options. I choose all data. All data within my accounts will be started scanning. Okay. So once you did the configuration, you can start this uh, scan. So, okay, these are the set of configurations. Initially, you started with configuring the tenant under administration and assess application tenants, and you will configure the policies for API security controls, DLP, and for the malware. Once you do this two configuration, you will enable the scan configuration, which will enable the scanning. Your Gmail account will be scanned if there is any malicious, or if there is any sensitive or confidential data leak happened, that will be reported to you. So there is no actions, only reported to you. To, to capture some logs, I'm just using my testing configurations, like some DLP signatures are matching with these text files. Some contents are like it may be some confidential data, credit card information, those informations are listed here. And I'm going to use this list, and some malware files are there. So I'm trying to upload that into my mailbox and trying to send to uh, someone here to see if there is any blockages in the logs, right? So I'm sending this, I'm trying to send this configuration. So when I do this, you could see the virus detection is identified, and some these files are attached because there is no inline configuration is enabled here, because in order to showcase you some alerts, I'm just removed the Zscaler client connector and it is in off status, so that you could see the logs in your repository. If Zscaler client connector is enabled and I have enough policies, DLP policies to detect the transaction, then you cannot see some logs in the portal. So that's the reason I just disable it, and I'm trying to enable and sending the mails with these contents. So let's see what is happening here. I'm just removing this virus detected and I'm sending the file. Yes, I'm sending the file, and I'm sending another file with some content. So maybe we can take uh, this file. Let me take this file, and there are some information. It may be the credit card, Aadhaar card information, and I'm just trying to send that information to this mail ID, right? And also I'm trying to send this information with uh, the confidential data on the subject itself. So I sent it two different mail repositories. One is for the subject, one is for the title, sorry, one is for the body, another one is for the attachments. Okay, so let's wait for some time. This scanning will happen, and after that you can see the data. Now I have navigated this to analytics and SAS in security insights, and you could see some data is populated here. Let's go to the logs, and you can try to do a filtering. So instead of file, you can choose email, because we are predominantly doing with the email one. So now let's see the logs here. Okay, there is some SAS email uh, uh, logs are matched here, and the DLP policies are matched. Report has been incident has been reported as high severity, and some DLP engines and DLP dictionary informations are listed here, and you could see the transaction informations and so on. So okay, so now you can go to analytics once again, and security in summary under assets. You can select the email applications and apply. So current date, how many vulnerabilities or malicious things happened, you can see here. Okay, so there are some DLP violation, around 5 DLP violations are listed here. Uh, the recipient's information details. If you want to the history of scanning, you can use the scan history view option. So you can see the detailed information in the web insights logs. Right. Also, you can have this information reported under analytics, says asset summary report. You can choose the date, current date, and application, where it is listed 27 files are scanned, and um, these are predominantly under email applications. You can list it here, edit this, and you can see the data. You have certain options to customize the view. Maybe you can select the application from this list. I've chosen only Gmail, and I have chosen last 30 days, and you could see around 59 files are scanned. Out of 59 files, 12 or total files are identified under DLP violation. There is no malware detection, because Gmail itself having capability to detect some kind of malware virus informations within the file and block the transaction before it go anywhere. So that are not detected here. Only the detection is around DLP violations, and you could see the statics information over here. So there are engines like a DLP test engine and company restricted engines are listed here, and the amount of detections are listed here. And also you could see the department mostly used and uses mostly violated. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.